What's going on, guys? It's me, Shugashu. We are back with another Musume video, and here we are back with the CM. We are on round 2, day 1, and as you guys can see, we are in Group A because in round 1, both day 1 and days 2, we did manage to get 3 wins, in a set of races. Set of races as in just a ticket with the 5 races, and yeah, we made it to Group A as. Round 1 is generally easier. Round 2 is pretty much where the real test is, if whether or not I can stay in Group A or do I go back to Group B. So that is pretty much the test for round 2 to see if we can stay in Group A. If not, then we'll probably, as expected, probably go back down to Group B. So before we do jump into the training, I'll say the training out of Force of Habit. But before we jump into the races and also going into the comments and all that, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There is a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined a circle. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join, it'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, either head over to the comment section down below or go to the Discord server in the circle request channel and let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can add you into the circle and not somebody else. But that being said, for the first set of races, we're not going to use McQueen. I simply just used McQueen in yesterday's video, only just to see how she would do since we were already in Group A. But we're going to go with the 2 that performed the best. I think it was this one. I think it was this one, right? Yeah, it was this one. It would be Gentidonna and Kita over here. As in at least going off first place wins, and the only reason why I'm going off of that is simply because it's a CM. Simply because it's a VCM where generally first place kind of just wins. So we're gonna get this started, and let me just check if the comments, if any comments have been held for review. If not, then doesn't look like there's any. And doesn't seem like there isn't any. So we're just going to scroll down to the first comment, and it is going to be from Nova. And the first comment says, "It's weird. I didn't lose any 50-50 in my Miyabi W engine. However, I still get the feeling that Shushu is a lucky mustard and Zenless regardless. Is this a Eugen effect?" No. I think it's just simply because I've lost the 50-50 to Kaleda, and then most of the time where I lose the 50-50 comes down to the W engine. I have lost the 50-50 in the W engine probably 3 times. And most of the times that if you haven't seen it, it's because most of the times I don't pull the W engine on the video itself because I ran out and I didn't get to pull. Unlike in the Miyabi one where I actually did reach pity and lost the 50-50 in the same video. So yeah, I think I got the Brimstone W engine twice, which is, I believe, Soldier 11's, and I did get Grace's, I think so. That's a total of 3. There could be another one, I'm not too sure, but just off the top of my head, at least 3 times I've lost a W engine one. And this is basically when I didn't get the Chingy one on on record or while I was recording. And any other ones that I had, because most of the time I didn't get the W engine. Bernice, I know I won that one. I think it was Yanagi's where I lost to Grace's. I'm not sure, but I know I lost the W engine 50-50 a couple times. It just wasn't it just wasn't recorded, or I didn't even mention it. I would just pretty much mention that I did get the W engine without talking about losing the 50-50. But at the same time, it's kind of like kind of like when in, I think it was in Wuwa, where I do remember one of your comments where you saw that I got, well, what was his name? The tiger guy. I forgot his name already. He's that he's that irrelevant, I guess you could say. Where I got him and I didn't mention it, and then he was just sitting there. I forgot which video. I think it was the Jin C video or the Chung Li video, the summoning video, and then Nova commented saying, when did you get that? It was pretty much when I was doing polls, and he just popped out of nowhere. There's that. But yeah, I mean, generally, I guess you could say my, like I said, my luck in Hoyo is, or I guess Zenless, is better than the average, so I could understand. English is a hit or miss for me, but Chinese dub, Jesus, that's the one thing I will never accept in my lifetime. It's like hearing British English for some reason. But way worse. This is why CN dub should be burned to the ground, especially for those who understand that awful mainland accent. But hey, that's just me. I mean, I've never really heard the Chinese dub on any of the Hoyo games, so I don't know how it sounds. I have heard the JP dub, either off videos, well, mainly from videos, to be honest, whether if it's on YouTube or it just randomly appears on Twitter or whatever, whenever I'm on it. But yeah, mainly I just go with English just because that's simply what what I generally just go for. And for me, it seems good to me, at least. Unlike Eugen. Dennis Nova says, but it doesn't matter though. I have Zhiyuan's W engine too, which I know Shushu doesn't have. Yes, I don't have. I actually chose not to pull it for some reason. Probably because I was saving for Chingy. So in a way, do I wish I had pulled for it? Kinda. But at the same time, kind of just like, whatever. Shushu can have the best Zenless account, but does that matter when my reverse account is so much better? Shushu can have the Hoyo Pride or whatever. If that's what you want to call it. But at the same time, reverse, the amount of time I put in reverse does not equal to the amount of time I put in Zenless. So there's the difference in there where I generally don't really care too much when it comes down to reverse, even though I do enjoy pulling, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm actually surprised you're enjoying Girls Frontline 2. Dare I say that I would have expected Girls Frontline 2 to underperform, since GFL has a history of that, but the global reception has been positive from what I've seen. I guess you could say I just feel like a difference in, well, obviously there will be a difference in first and second, but I don't know. I think it has something to do, and this has a lot to do with a lot of the gacha games I do play. I think this has a lot to do with me starting basically in the beginning, even though I was a week late technically. Or even though I was a week late, but technically I had been playing since day one, is what I should say. And I guess maybe because the gameplay is also, to me, the gameplay, at least from what I remember, is a bit different than the first one. That could be another reason. Or it could just be that this was years ago and this is now. Who knows what the reason is. But I am enjoying Girls Frontline 2. I think GFL 2 is what you consider a modern gacha, in quotes, in every respect, from how it handles its pity system to events. Yeah, I think a lot of games are picking up on that pity system after Genshin. At least I believe Genshin is the one who started it, because when I started playing Genshin, I don't remember or recall any other games having that pity system, so that's why I always refer back to Genshin when it comes to this pity system. It's pity system to events. Oh wait, events. I'm just talking about the pity system in general. I don't know if this pity system, I don't remember the pity system in the first game, so if it was like this already, where like the 50-50 type of deal in the first one, which I don't remember, then it's safe to say that Girls Frontline started it, or at least probably one of the first ones who started it, but I don't remember the pity system, so, or at least the pity system of how it was before, because I don't know if it changed over time or anything. Girls Frontline feels like it's so outdated and it probably never will make any money in the first place. I often heard that it was a passion project from this one rich dude in China. Guess his passion project became more ambitious. It definitely seems like that. It definitely seems like that. And from what it looks like, this comment was squeezed in a couple minutes ago from Nova, and it says, well, it's a harder CM than last one, that's for sure. I'm still gonna use Donna, Christmas Bright, and Chocobon like Pinoki would say. Getting into Group A finals needs some luck. By that reason, I must be lucky to have Vivlos to win the last CM. I don't know. Last CM, you put in more time to your Umas, so that is to put into consideration that you most likely didn't, because you said that you were going to spend less time this time, because it does take a lot of time training a lot of runs throughout a day. So I'd say the only time you'd be able to compare is if it's between attempts at between CMs where you've trained pretty much the same amount or about the same amount of time. So I don't think it would be fair to compare this CM to your last CM, because I'm pretty sure, like you said, you going into the CM that you most likely wouldn't have trained, put in the training effort for it. So, you know. But other than that, that is pretty much all the comments from Nova. Thank you for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. The next comments are going to be from Rick, and the first one says, good luck in CM. I haven't been doing good, and I think but free gems are free gems. Yeah, as long as you make it a group B, at the end of the day, you're still getting free gems. And then the next one says, I think one of my favorite mangas of all time is about to end. It looks like it is ending, but I still have a little hope it will continue. But most likely than not, it is coming to an end. I started Undead Unluck just to spend time watching something when the anime released, and it just kept getting better. There were only 2 parts on the manga where I thought it was declining in quality quality, but after the first one, it returned to being amazing, and the second one was some chapters ago where it looks like it sped up the pace a lot because maybe the series is getting axed by Shonen Jump. Yeah, sometimes there are those series where you just pick up and you just somehow at the end of the day or down the line just start enjoying it more and somehow becomes one of your favorites. But just like any series as well, once it started, the inevitable end usually comes, especially for a shorter series. And I say shorter series because obviously we know series out there that are have been out there way longer, for years, as in One Piece, Dragon Ball, and all that. Even though I don't keep up on the manga, and Dragon Ball's kind of like whatever to me, but in One Piece I do keep up. A lot of series that I have enjoyed in the past, at least for all of us, have eventually come to an end, and it just sucks. It just sucks when that realization comes in. But at least if you really did enjoy it, you probably see yourself rewatching it or rereading it, depending on what you prefer. You probably end up rewatching or rereading it later on in the future, which I've done. And we got our win. That can guarantee us Group B. Honestly, that's all I really care about. Just knowing that I can move on to some subtype of finals, whether it's Group A, Group B. And now I can just pretty much concentrate on trying to get into Group A. See if I can make it into Group A. And thankfully, this did happen in the first set of races. Because if I didn't get a win until later, I would have been more worried if I wouldn't be able to make it into Group B at least. But that is pretty much it from the comments from Rick. Thank you for the comments. Appreciate it as always. Next comments are going to be from Tanoki. And the first one says, now I'm curious how everyone judges their CM Uma performance. I tend to go by top 3 performance. Winning itself is of course great, but only one Uma can win. Just coming in and around the top 3 often means they would be able to step up if any other Uma is not performing. Personally, I think you were harsh on Mr. CB. I'd certainly expect a UD6 Donna to be better than a UD7 Mr. CB, but a 60% top 3 rate means she's running well. Now, it may seem that I was being harsh, even though she was, in the top 3 majority of the time. But as you stated, and I've said in the beginning of the video, I think, where it is a CM and only one Uma can win. So, if this was the League of Heroes, it wouldn't have sounded as harsh. But because I wouldn't have been as harsh, I guess, since CU was harsh. But this just comes from me, I guess, my competitive side, whatever it's from the past and all that. It's just me personally, how I take it. Especially if it's just a first place or nothing type of deal. Well, usually that's the case. And that's usually how I see things, especially playing sports and playing in different tournaments for, I guess, games, because I have done it for Smash, I've done it for Madden, NBA, and other games. So it's not something I take. It's something I take, I guess you could say, a little bit more serious than the average person, because I have mentioned it before that I do get a little bit competitive. But since this is a gacha game, I just wanted to see if Kita was going to win that. Did you win that, Kita? Yes, she did. So there is hope. There is hope in us winning 3 races. Wait, did Gentidonna win the first one? I think so. I think so. Before I go back on the comment, let me just set this up to these two again. or these three again. I say two because I'm mainly looking at Kita and Gentidonna, but I know Agnes Tachyon is there, but she isn't there to win. She isn't there to win. But yeah. Back to what I was talking about. Because of me playing playing sports in the past and all that. And generally my mindset is if it's not winning the whole thing, a loss is a loss, even if it was second place. Even if it was second place. Even in a casual setting, I could be more harsh on myself. And a good example of that would be with Smash or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We're going more with the current one. Even in a casual setting, I could be more harsh on myself. You could say it's kind of like when Nova says that I should have more confidence in my team. In the CM, when to me it kind of means nothing coming from Nova, because I know Nova can do better, but he doesn't put in more time to do it because I know he has a better setup. So to me, when it comes from Nova, who obviously can have a better result making it to Group A and all that, which was proven in the last CM, but him just going for Group B, it kind of just means nothing to me, in a sense. Where if it was to come from, I guess you could say like Eugen, knowing he, well, not currently, but from the past when he would put in he put in more effort into parent training and the factors and all that. If it came from him, it'd probably mean a little bit more than coming from Nova. And I'm not trying to throw shade or anything. It's just how it is from my mindset. And the reason why I bring that up is because in the Smash Ultimate, I generally judge myself just based off the result, and when I do play it, I usually go by best of 5 sets. So we'll just use myself against my brother. If I were to, let's say, have a good start, I'll be like up 2-0, and my brother's gonna be like, "Whoa, you're winning." I'll be like, I may be winning, but it's still, I haven't won the whole thing. And I will say, either 10 to like 15% of the time I will end up winning. And that says a lot because a lot of those times I do lose. And this game has been out for like 7-8 years, around there. So for me to say that I've lost 10 to 15% of those times, best of 5, it shows a lot of how I see it, how I see things. Generally, I don't think I'm that bad at the game. Probably better than the average player, or maybe a little bit more than that. But when it comes to critiquing myself, stuff like that, I could be a little bit more harsh, and it will seem like I have no confidence in a sense. So yeah, I may be more. It may seem harsh it may seem harsh when I was talking about Mr. CB. Granted that she did do better than Measure Bright when it comes down to the top 3 rate. Even though I didn't say anything about Measure Bright, at least I don't think I did. Maybe I had more expectations for Mr. CB. Who knows? But I don't know. It's just how I am as generally when it comes down to, I guess, in some kind of PvP consecutive or competitive, I said consecutive competitive setting, I guess. At the end of the day, my goal is, or my expectation is Group B. My goal is Group A. If I don't make it to Group A, and obviously I reach my expectation at least. And that's generally how I see it. And I know it's a gacha game. It may seem like I may take it seriously, whether you see it or not. I generally don't. It's just the way I see the results is probably is different from others. And that's just me though. That's just me though. It's not like I'm not gonna give Mr. CB a chance. Obviously, it's just I will use the best possible Umas I can. Round one is generally where I test out to see where where it stands, because round one is generally the easier side of things when it comes to the CM. Round two is a real test. I will try out to see who out of the group of Umas I train, at least the top ones that I train, have done the best. Try them out first, and then of course I'll still give the others a chance, as in Mr. CB, maybe Measure Bright, but we'll see what happens. But it seems like these two will probably be my main. It's funny talking about Mr. CB, and there's a Mr. CB right there, and it looks like she might take the win. She might take the win. That's not my Mr. CB though, so let's see how this ends before I move on to the next comment from Tanoki. Oh, there's two Mr. CBs. I didn't even realize that. Will she get an acceleration? Ooh, that was really close. Sorry, Kita. I can't tell who won. Okay, Gentidonna. My Gentidonna barely won that. But moving on to the next comment. I think I kind of get it with Nova. I think I'm the same. If the Uma isn't well designed like top 10 at first sight, it's not going to induce me to pull. Well, the thing is, especially if it's an Uma that you haven't seen before, I wouldn't go as far as top 10, because obviously you probably already have your top 10. Probably, I say. And to expect an Uma to be top 10 just for you to like them or pull for them, I don't know. It just seems, well, I don't have anything against it. For me, it's just like it kind of just gets more into the pickier side, because to me, I feel like besides that, the way you put it, top 10, Nova has, I think, a different look, when different kind of perspective, I guess, when he's looking into these Umas to pull for, at least based on his pulls on other games and all that. You guys have seen what he says on the Discord chat. Just one word and it's huge. So that's what I mean when it comes to Nova. Top 10 design, in order to pull that's a different story, because you're expecting a very well designed character in order for you to really go for it, where maybe it's not all about the design. You know, this is why I don't like this is why I like having the Uma, in order for me to see whether or not I really like them or not. Yes, it may seem like I do like them when I pull for them, but to see how much I really do like them, it all comes down to see if I have them or if they have exposure in the series. Which is why generally my top 10, I think about it now, usually comes down to whether they've been exposed in said series, or I have them as a character. And this goes pretty much not just in Uma, it goes in any other game. So like, I guess you could say, like, I'll just put Genshin out there for those who knows Genshin. There are characters that I do like, but not necessarily made it into my top 10. one reason because maybe I just don't like him that much. This other reason is maybe I did like him that much, but over time it just fades away because I didn't manage to pull the character. It has happened a couple times. A couple times, more than a couple times in Genshin since I returned to the game. Or if we're gonna go Star Rail, you could say it's more of a different story because Star Rail and Zenless has been pretty good to me. That's why I use Genshin as an example. So it's not just for me, not just Uma, it's pretty much also other games where they may not have the best design, or their design might not be as good as others, but because I did pull for them and because I did like him for some reason, that's the reason why I pulled for them. And because I'm using them, I get to, in a sense, get to know them, get to know their personality a little bit more. I get to see if there's any reason for me to like them more. Then there it is. I don't simply go top 10 at first sight or whatever other factors may be for Nova or for you. For me is, oh, I like how this character looks. And from there it will progress. From there it will either go up or downhill depending on what happens after that. That's how I see it, at least. And then the last comment from Tanoki says, yeah, when I say between New Year's and Annie, I did strictly mean after New Year's and before Annie. After all, we will be able to observe what cards will be for the New Year's banner itself, which is where Speed Dormento was released last year during the Paka Live. Yeah. I did think she was released after New Year's. But if we're talking about just like New Year, after New Year's, as in it was already 2024, but I guess you could technically say it's still around that time, technically. But they'd probably try and squeeze in at least 2 to 3 2 to 3 things that they'll probably want to make us pull for in between the New Year's and Annie. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, that is pretty much it from Tanoki. Thank you for all the comments, Tanoki. And then last comment is gonna be from Eugen, and it says, strong making into Group A on round 1. I'd say it's just round 1. The real test is round 2, like I've been saying. For me, I made my entry 1 hour before the end of round 1, day 1, and it was like the 11th hour to finish my lineup after coming back from work. So it ended up with Twin Tail Turbo, Katsuragi Ace, and Dream Journey. I can go for 2nd anniversary lineup release, but I really decided to use Dream Journey because this is my chance to use it properly. Maybe next time I'll use the 3 together, Mr. CB. So yeah, Katsuragi Ace is doing well. And all I can say is if you remove my Twin Turbo on the lineup, who knows? I will lose so much. Anyway, I made to Group A on day 1 with 4214 win rating. Congrats on making it to Group A. I'm not even trading any materials from the Notorious Hunt because I have no idea. Well, I'm missing 4 items to max it. Not since I'm... Not since? I'm missing 4 items to max it since I'm in Core E unlock. Well, you're not that far. For defining battles, well, I don't like swapping much unless it's counter or assist swap. That's why maybe I don't like to support Shokaku. Unlike Reno, once use the attack, there's a support swap easily right away. Well, yeah, the only time Shokaku does get that swap right away is during a chain attack. As in, if you put her last, she'll have that quick swap option. But yeah, it all comes down to your playstyle. It all comes down to your playstyle, and then obviously, it seems like you don't like having the support be on field a little bit too much. So that's why Rena works better. What Rena works for you, but like I said, Rena is apparently, or not apparently, Rena is, according to the people, is the better support compared to Caesar, at least, like I said, from what I've seen. So it makes sense. It makes sense. Caesar doesn't really necessarily take that much on field time. It's more depends on yourself, I guess, or on the person. Because for me, I kind of keep her out there just a little bit longer than I probably should, only because I don't know, it's just how I've been playing her this whole time. So, but I get you. I don't mind swapping. I usually, like yourself, swap if it's a counter or an assist swap, but that's pretty much it. I'll generally stay with whoever's on field most of the time, unless I see that I can get the assist counter out there. We'll do one more attempt with this, and then I will spend the carrot jewels to test out Mr. CB. Well, I agree it is dubbed, but the voice expression not really fit to the character of Miyabi. When she speaks in EN, I feel more the character when she's on JP. I don't know. With the lines itself, it does, to me at least, seems fitting to how her personality is. Because if you look at Section 6, they all have their own different kind of personality, where in a sense where Yanagi is pretty much the most normal out of the bunch, or the normalest one. The reason why I say that is because I guess my impression of Miyabi, pretty much everyone, I guess the way she makes it seem like is that she's just there to just defeat the hollows and eradicate the ethereals. Pretty much she's just there to fight. And the way she talks and all that seems very simple in a sense where I don't even know how to describe it. I personally don't have any issues. I have heard the JP version or JP dub of Miyabi, and honestly, I still feel the same way. It doesn't really, I don't feel any different from how I feel when I listen to EN. So this is the reason why I stick to the English dub. Unless I feel like the voice acting is bad, which I don't. I have had that sense for anime when it comes down to the English dub. But for the most part, when it comes down to gacha games or video games in general, I don't generally get that feeling. At least I don't think I have ever had, because I don't think I've ever swapped from English to Japanese in any of like the games I've played, especially JRPGs that has English in it. Then for me, even though I know it is JP based, games like Resident Evil, when I see people play games like that in JP dub, to me it feels weird. Even though I know the game, was made by Japanese company and all that. It just feels weird seeing them speak Japanese, at least to me. I'll probably be the only rare instance I would feel weirded out hearing a JP dub. Other than that, I'm generally not picky when it comes down to picking which language pack I should use. It might be sound cringy. It might sound cringy to me, but I can't really feel the character unless that VA improved well on EN dub. I don't think it's a matter of that she's doing a bad job. I think that's just basically how they're trying to I think that's just how they're trying to make her sound. Because there have been many complaints in the past for like VAs who may sound like they don't like them or they're not putting in the effort, but that's literally how the character is. For example, Jade and Star Rail. There were complaints about her sounding fake, even though if you go into the story, her part when they show her part, she is generally acting as someone else to cover up her true personality, her real nature in a sense. So as for Miyabi, to me, the way I see it, I feel like that's how the character is supposed to be. If you get where I'm trying to go. To say that the voice actor should improve well, it's kind of harsh, because that was probably how she was supposed to say the lines, how to act as the character, which is why to me I don't mind it, because the way I see it is just basically that when it feels off, it feels off, but to me it doesn't feel off. But you say here that sadly your standards for her voice acting is really met. I think you just don't like English dubbing in general, and that's where this comes from. You did lose a 50-50, but it doesn't feel like it's just like a random day that's not good. But based on previous polls, it's like with Nova on average. It is what it is. I trained Mr. CB for the first time since I got her from the last 2nd anniversary and made her UC at first try. Then I trained her again for the 2nd time and reached UC 7. Sadly, it's not long S, but score-wise, it's my highest ranked Uma, up to date, in which I didn't expect. Kind of like Cheval Gran when you trained her, I would say. Then for round 2, day 1, I used Turbo, Katsuragi, and Akabono setup on the first entry and I lost, but managed to qualify with 3 wins and 2 losses while using the 2nd anniversary dance setup, which is Twin Turbo, Katsuragi Ace, and Mr. CB. Well, congrats on making it to the Group A finals. I'm still here trying to see if I can make it. Trying. Now I've been instigated using Akabono on Final A Great League to troll those meta more like Twin Turbo, Akabono, and Dream Journey, though I want to win the Long Platinum title, so hoping for the best. So I'll save the 2 ticket entries for round 2, day 1 later. Well, good luck with Akabono in finals Group A. Good luck with that. And then Tanoki says, we had a good laugh running Akabono in VC. She actually won a race. Well, that's good to know. Oh, that's good to know. Let me refresh just to see if there's any other comments. Doesn't seem like it. So, with that being said, thank you for all the comments, Tanoki, Nova, Eugen, and Rick. Appreciate it as always. And from here on out, we can just pretty much fast forward these. and see how the results are. I don't know how many times I've won in this set. I hope it's 2. But it looks like this Gentidonna is gonna take it. Where are we in the set? Did we just start this set? I don't even remember. Oh, it's our 3rd. Okay, we still have a chance for this set. If we can somehow squeeze in a win, or the last 2 wins, then this would be good. Oops, I did not click the right button. Okay, there's another Gentidonna in 2nd place. Measure Bright in 4th. Oh, I didn't realize that the other Gentidonna took the lead during that corner. Did mine barely win that towards the end? She did. She barely squeezed that in. And that just leaves us with the final race. Can I make it to Group A in this final race? If I do, then I'll probably just still use the extra run, just to see how Mr. CB would have done. But let's see how this goes. There's a Grass Wonder, the New Year's one. Another Gentidonna, Tamamo Cross. I saw Daya as well, the normal one. Who's behind? I think it was Gentidonna and Commander Special Week. Oh, did we? Well, made it to Group A. Made it to Group A. Honestly, it beat my expectations of going into Group B. The goal was Group A. Like I said earlier, the expectation for me is Group B, but the goal is always Group A. And then now I will spend the 30 because I know we do get like, do we still get that? Well, whatever. I'm still going to do it regardless because I do want to see where Mr. CB would have done. Well, I was going to use that one anyway. I'm just going to see who I want to get remove between the 2. Yeah, we'll remove Kita. Actually, we'll just put CB here. I'll put Gentidonna in front. Or I say front, but just on the top. And then here we're gonna see how CB does. Even though putting it with Gentidonna, I just want to see if CB will stay in the top 3 and possibly even take 1st place a few times, maybe twice. But we'll just see. All right, let's see how this goes. Oh, it looks like CB has low motivation. That's not a good thing. Oof. Don't know what happened, but all of them are behind. Don't know what happened. Yeah, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. Maybe it's just that batch of Umas. Maybe it was just who I was going against. Let's see here. There is another Mississippi here. And it seems like the only runner is Same Sky. This Same Sky is just running away. Will that Gentidonna catch up? Where the heck did my CB come from? She plays better than Gentidonna, but where the heck did she come from? Honestly, I probably should have tried with Metro Bright, but whatever. It's a Tannhauser here. So from what it seems like, there's at least also another Gentidonna besides mine. At least that's how I see it. Oh, CB's at third this time. Maybe she'll have a better chance to make it at first, unless Gentidonna takes it. Cool. Cool. CB has one race. Or another race. I'd place better than Gentidonna. Again. Whether it was winning first or placing third. It is pretty much just to see how Mr. CB would have done. Or how they would have done as a team of 3. Oof. But who knows? Maybe she'll come out of nowhere. No, there seems like... Yeah, I don't think there's any hope for her to make it that far. Yeah, she stayed at 8th. And then the final race. Well, you can expect already what I'm going to use towards the end. In the Group A finals, it's just pretty much what I've used the whole time. In the first 3 sets. I just wanted to see how Mr. CB would have done if I had replaced Kita with her. And looks like Wind Variation's gonna get it. She was like shoulder to shoulder with Dream Journey. But at the end of the day, the only win we got in this was from Mr. CB. I don't know if it was any different. I'm pretty sure there was a difference just because of the team composition. That's at least my assumption. Maybe if I had run someone else with Mr. CB, probably would have done better. Maybe that's why Kita does better with Gentidonna, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, my Kita and my Gentidonna did the best out of the bunch here. Well, minus Agnes Tachyon, since she's just their debuff. So we are making it to Group A. Actually, in the next video, we can run Mr. CB with Kita, see how she'll do there. Then we can run Mr. CB with either Bright again or even McQueen, just to see how she'll do, instead of running Kita and Gentidonna again, because we're already guaranteed Group A, so might as well see how the others would done. Maybe we can even try out my Sakura Laurel, which let's take a quick look at her real quick. She does have a UD6, but I don't think... Yeah, she doesn't have an S. But regardless, we could still give her a shot. Or maybe I'll try training a different Uma before the next video and see how that goes. But with that being said, guys, we did make it to Group A. Beat my expectation. Now, the only real expectation now is, can we take the win in Group A? That is the real expectation. Or real goal. That is a true goal. Like, there was my goal, making it to Group A, and there's the other, just a real goal. The end goal is to win the whole thing. Well, whatever happens, it doesn't matter, because made it to Group A. Already happy with that, so. With that being said, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts on my attempts for the round two day one Group A results. And also let me know how your results were on round two as well. And if there's anything else y'all want to talk about or ask me about, whether if it's anime, other games, or anything of the sorts, as long as it's appropriate, I'll go over it. Leave it down in the comment section down below. And if you guys haven't joined our Discord server, link is down in the description. If you guys haven't joined a circle, or you are looking for a circle to join, there is a circle request channel in the Discord server, and y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that search, hit request to join. It'll let me know that you sent the request, and then after that, either go to the comment section down below or to the circle request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. Thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.